She barged straight into the ceremony like she owned the place, her voice louder than the music. "This wedding is illegal. I'm calling 911 right now," she yelled, pointing at me as if I was some kind of criminal. Guests froze, whispers spread like wildfire, and my bride clutched my arm in shock. Karen stood there in her bright floral dress, clutching her phone with a smug grin, convinced she was about to shut everything down. I didn't move. I just watched her calm, almost amused. She barked into her phone. "Yes, send officers immediately. They're trespassing on HOA property. Shut this wedding down before it gets out of hand." The guests gasped. My mother's eyes filled with tears, and even the pastor looked ready to step aside. Karen was enjoying every second of it. She thought she was the hero saving the neighborhood from chaos. Then she made her biggest mistake. She strutted closer, waving her phone in my face. "You're going to jail today. I told you, no unauthorized events here. You don't get to break our rules." Her voice dripped with entitlement. But the problem was simple. This wasn't HOA land. This was my land. I leaned slightly toward her, my voice low enough that only the first few rows could hear. "Karen, are you sure you want to play this game?" Her grin widened, misreading my calm as fear. "Oh, I'm beyond sure. You'll regret ever trying to get married here." She lifted her chin like a queen delivering a death sentence. Blue and red lights flashed in the distance. Guests panicked, murmuring, "Oh no, they're really coming." My bride whispered, "What do we do?" I squeezed her hand and said quietly, "Don't worry. This won't take long." Because what Karen didn't know, the very thing that made this whole scene absurd, was that I wasn't just some groom. I wasn't just some man having a wedding on his own property. I was the police chief of this entire county, and she had just called my officers to come shut down my wedding, and I couldn't wait to see her face when they arrived. The patrol cars pulled up fast, tires crunching against the gravel driveway. 2 officers stepped out, hands resting on their belts, scanning the scene with the usual seriousness. Karen rushed toward them like she was the one giving orders. "Officers, over here. That man," she jabbed her finger toward me in front of everyone, "is trespassing and hosting an illegal wedding on HOA property. Shut this down immediately." The guests stiffened, some even lowering their eyes like they expected me to be handcuffed right there. Karen puffed out her chest, already picturing my arrest. "Go on," she pressed. "Cuff him. He's breaking the law." One of the officers raised an eyebrow at me. The other tilted his head, confused. I stayed perfectly still, letting the moment build. This was just the beginning. Watch the full HOA Karen story in my long video. Link is in the description.